Yes, people, welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to another episode of Coach's Tactics. We're here to discuss a bit of the mighty Spurs, top of the league. They're gonna win the league. think, Um, and Liverpool, are they in need for a six? And then someone who me and him have been trying so many times to get him on a show, but s- time difference kills me. And sometimes my math ain't mathing. Um, but finally it is yet. It's Bobby K. How are you?
How are you, Hannah?
I'm good. You?
I can't complain, buddy. Keeping okay? You finally figured out how to tell time?
Yeah, finally found out how to tell time.
Good boy.
Yeah. Um.
Nice to see you, buddy.
So, yeah. Let's just let's dive straight into this. Of course, you are top of the league. Um. August champions. Um. And October champions. How long till? Do you think you will fall off? Let me start with that.
Fall off. We're not even supposed to be here, buddy. We lost our best player. We lost our captain. And technically we are right now supposed to be in a relegation battle, if anything. So for us to be sitting where we are is beyond expectation. So it's not about falling off. It's about when is the expected going to happen. Could be at any time. As I look at it right now, I honestly believe, not just being a Spurs fan, but I believe that starting 11 can rival any team in the Premier League. They have, they beat Liverpool. They tied Arsenal in their house, which was two big accomplishments. But we're 8 games into a rebuild under a new manager after having years of toxic environment and toxic football. So for us as fans right now, I think you'd be stupid to sit here and say that we're going to fall off and everything because we've been under so much negativity. It's time to be optimistic. So with the way things are going, with the football that we're playing, and the fact that we're grinding out results in games that we wouldn't have got before, we're winning against when we're a man down. It's again, we're punching way above what we were expecting to. So I'm just going to keep riding the positive wave right now. We're completely opposite of you guys. Where everything that we're accomplishing right now is really what you guys should have been accomplishing. You guys were the ones supposed to be at the top of the food chain, challenging for the title right now. Young attacking manager, plays great football. You got a bundle of talent in that team. What did you spend? Like $17 billion this transfer window? So it's football's a funny game. I will take a team in form over a team with skill any day because once players gel and they have a little bit of communication and trust in each other, we can see the results. Romero in particular. Now that you've gone and we've put a reliable center back beside him, somebody he doesn't know he has to cover for consistently, we're seeing how well he's been playing and what a standout he's been. And it's all the difference in the world. I think we're a few key additions away in January from being a much stronger team. Will we challenge for the title right now? I'd like to say yes. Obviously, being a Spurs fan, is it a realistic possibility? Mathematically, it is right now. Yes, it is. Could it happen? Yes, it could. But we are, I honestly believe, a handful of injuries away from catastrophe. So it really comes down to when there are injuries, which will happen inevitably. How do the players that fill those gaps step up? We look at the quality of our bench and the quality of our starting 11, and there's a major gap in quality in terms of bringing in players. So it remains to be seen what can happen. As it stands right now, we are challenging for the title because we're in first place. So
Yeah. So just basically a case of living in the moment.
exactly. That's you know me, Hanno. I'm the optimist. I live in the moment when we're in seventh place. I live in the moment when we're in first place. When I started supporting this team, long before you even entered this universe, um, they were in 14th place. So I it's it's just been progress for us. I'd just like to see the progress that we've made under this ownership off of the field be matched on the field. And it's been 23 long, painful years with these guys without winning anything, and profits over glory were clearly the priority. But it looks like with this Ange appointment, we've even got people in our own fan base saying this was our second, third option, where we lost out on our first, second, and third options. He might be our fourth option. But if that's the case, even, man, did we get lucky. So thank you to the first 2 or 3 options that declined us and let us have Ange come in, because not only do I love the style of football he's brought into the club and revitalized us, I like the fact that he's giving youth a chance. And just listening to the guy in the press conference and stuff, he doesn't throw players under the bus. He's just a positive being. I like the fact, when Klopp was calling for a replay, he said, "No problem, we can have a replay on FIFA." It's he's just a lovable guy. It's if you don't like him, I think there's something wrong with you. And even friends of mine that are fans of other teams have said, yeah, that they're really liking the vibe of this guy. He's got a good vibe to him, and it's rubbing off around the club right now. But like I said, we're beyond shocked, I think, as fans as well. Tottenham fans, that is, even outside fans, because nobody expected us to be doing what we're doing right now. Not under this guy. Nobody even knew. A lot of people didn't know who he was even coming into the league. They wrote him off simply because he did well in Australia, did well in Japan, and did well in Scotland. That doesn't translate to the EPL, right? But he has a certain style of management, and it's clearly been what this club has needed. We're 8 games in, Hanno. It's way too early to be giving him too much praise, but at the end of the day, how can you not? It's the results are there, the play is there, the atmosphere is fantastic. The fans were at each other's throats come the end of last season, and a lot of that is all kind of subsided now that we're all on one happy Ange train.
Yeah, no, I really like him as a manager.
Easy now, settle down. Don't like him too much. You already got one of our ex-managers. We take your ex-managers. You don't take ours.
But the Liverpool, I've got a Liverpool fan here. Debut on the channel. There's on it. Just take this way.
Yeah, take
Hi
the
guys,
banner
how
away
we
there.
doing?
Hey, Arnie, how are you, buddy?
Oh,
Yeah, good. Thanks, Bobby. Good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet
thanks
you,
for
man.
having me on. Good stuff. I'm loving the caption of the video, though.
What's that?
Yeah.
The caption
can
of the
you hear me?
video? Yeah, we can hear you
Caption
fine.
of the video.
I didn't even see. What
Yeah,
was the
good,
caption
good.
on the video?
It's just a caption
How
saying
long till
how long
Spurs
till
fall?
Spurs
Oh,
fall.
Liverpool need a 6. Well,
yeah.
he's
Well,
kind of taking a knock at both
Yeah,
of us,
they do
isn't he?
that.
Saying that you need players and saying how long before we fall apart. Yet his team is. Are you still in a relegation battle? Or no, you won 2 games in a row now. You're up in the top 15, right?
Oh,
top 11. Top 11.
Oh wow! Look at
you
you.
get top.
Yeah.
You get 5th, I think. Still, that's
Yeah,
my.
yeah. I guarantee. I would bet Chelsea finish in the top 20.
I mean, you guys have started pretty well. But I don't know.
Tottenham.
It's always like when
30
Christmas
games
comes,
to go.
you know,
There's a lot of
know.
season left. 30
like
games, man. Yeah, we got a long way to go, Arnie.
Oh, the title says Chelsea fan. Bet early. Now, of course, Stephen,
Too early.
Luton fan, says, I think Saturday a point would have been a fair result for both.
Luton fan. Well, I if they had a person that could finish, they could have won that game. Forget a point.
Yeah.
They had some big misses there. They had some really, really good opportunities there.
Especially that first one in the second half.
But mind you, Hanno, you watched the first 15 minutes of that game. We could have been up 4-0. We couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. So,
yeah,
like I said before, football's a funny game, man.
It is. But Luton have signed Andros Townsend on a free, which see if he can bring some experience to them. And
yeah, he definitely will. Given his
He
time
could
at
have used him
Palace.
last week. He always does well against us for some reason.
But
He played
I want
against you a
to,
few times.
Sorry?
He's played against you a few times, right?
Oh, yeah.
At Palace.
Where was he? Where did he go? To
I
Palace?
watched that game live, FA Cup, when they beat you
yeah,
2-0. I'm not sure if he scored in that game. I was there
He
at the
did, and he
stadium.
refused to celebrate.
Spurs.
I'm pretty sure that's the
Yeah,
game that he did score against us. He refused to celebrate, and he got a lot of
I
stick
think
on.
so.
And
That's
then
the
he
one.
basically said, "Look, that's the club that made me and brought me into the
Hmm.
footballing world.
Yeah.
I'm showing them some respect." And now you're saying I'm not being respectful by celebrating. It's yeah, he
Mm.
is the Australian Pep, isn't he? That's what he's been labeled as, Ange. So
um, but I want to go more tactically into Spurs and how you set up. First, you've got the back four,
mhm.
and like you mentioned, finally you have someone competent next to Romero, and you guys don't leak goals anymore. Do you think it's the it's like partner next to Romero, or is it also Basuma, or a bit of both?
It's that whole combination of that back six there, Hanno, because now you've got Udogi there, who is a reliable left back. We went through Reguilon and Perisic, who are attacking wing backs, basically don't offer anything defensively. They were both weak links in that matter. Reguilon before that was also defensively poor, hence the reason we shipped him out to Atletico and then turned around and gave him to United, basically. The bigger shock is on the right side, actually, with Porro, because attacking wise, he was fantastic, even as he came in for us for the second part of the season in January. There, he did well attacking, but he was piss poor defensively. He was a real big liability. That was a big concern for us going into this season. But he's been phenomenal. Ange's got him trained right up, and he looks like a proper player. He's defensively sound. He's had a few mistakes in him, which are expected, but we expected a hell of a lot more mistakes from him. So he's been fantastic. And then that partnership of Romero and Van de Ven, we have not had the privilege of having something like that since Vertonghen and Alderweireld. So it's been great for us. Like I said, it's something that was desperately needed. But once you start digging deeper now, once God forbid something happens to one of those four, we got problems.
Yeah, you have mentioned it a few times, and you've got Fulham at home. Wait, is Basuma out for 1 or 2 games?
One, because he picked up a double yellow, so it's the red, right? And then what
So
happens? And then he still comes back and he's got the 4 yellows still to his name. So he didn't do himself any favors. He would have been better just sticking with that. What a stupid dive! Oh my
You saw
God.
this as well, especially on the replay. You're like,
Oh, forget the
this
replay. I
might not be
saw it
the goal.
live and I saw it happen, and you just saw why he just had to take another half a step and shoot.
Mm.
What, like,
Oh,
he
you
had
were
the
there at the
gap in front
stadium.
of him. Why he went down, I have absolutely
yeah,
what was going through
yeah,
that boy's mind. But considering a guy that's had a rough 2 years with us and wasn't even played, and the manager had zero faith in him to become pretty much, arguably our best midfielder with Madison now. He's been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal with us this season.
yeah.
So I
But
will forgive that one moment of stupidity and just hope he learns from it. That's all we can hope for.
but he is suspended for the next match.
Yes.
Do you think you change shape for that Fulham game, or do you stick with the two
No.
six?
Yeah, I think he'll stick with it because he's still got Højbjerg that can come in and fill that gap, right? Or he'll push back, maybe go to one holding midfielder and push two forward. Maybe Lo Celso gets a crack. Maybe Kulusevski comes into a cam role. There is a bit more options in the midfield than there are in defense.
Yeah. Um. But one thing I did see in that Luton game is how much James Madison is really in like without James Madison, Tottenham don't function. Because I
Well,
saw
hey,
him.
that's what everybody said without Kane, Hannah.
Yeah, but James Madison is your
So,
creativity and your build up. That's the thing.
well, we've got 8 different players that have been on the score sheet this year so far in 8 games. So
Yeah,
That's the effect
he
of
might be,
Ange, right?
but that's the thing. You've got creativity. Look at Sar. Sar even against Luton, he had some great runs. He made some great forward runs.
true.
Unfortunately, he forgot his passing boots, but he had some really bad wayward passes. But for 19, I think he's 19 or 20, and he's just looked the part, man. He's just been fantastic. And
Yeah,
even Basuma, we know how well Basuma. Even that run that Basuma made that got him the red card. It was fantastic. He was right through. Why he did that was so stupid. It was unbelievable. But, he did.
Yeah.
Now you pay the price for it.
Uh,
Now you're going to get a game suspension, and you come back with 4 yellows to your name, pick up another yellow, you get another 2 games off. So
Is he only 20?
But for me, sorry to interrupt you there, Arnie. But
Sorry.
what I
Sorry, Arnie, what was that?
No, I was just saying, is he only 20? That's it. Poro. I thought he was a bit older.
No. Sapporo's like 22 or 23. I'm talking about
I
Sar.
was gonna say.
Yeah,
Sar.
our
My
team
bad.
is young, man. You're
was gonna
looking
say.
at Brendan Johnson now, what, 21, I think, 22.
Yeah.
Sar is young. Basuma's
Sar's
24, 25. Madison's only, 26, 27. Poro's early 20s. Van de Ven's 21, I think. Romero's, 23, I believe. Udogi's 19. We got a lot of youth and some promising players. It'd be nice if we get a little support system behind them. I'd like to see some aged players come in January with some experience that know how to calm these guys down when they get into pressure situations, which will come.
Depends if Levy wants to spend more. Let's see though.
Hey, watch your language now. I'm trying not to swear because I'm a Hanno show and I always use bad language. Yeah, we don't want to talk about Levy.
Maybe Tyler gets a chance in the FA Cup. And maybe you go to another tournament. But I want to speak on James Madison, of course. He's been really involved for me. What I have seen of Tottenham in your border play, like he drops deeper, almost in a false number 8 role, just to receive the ball and turn and run and look for options. You can say if I'm totally off or for anything, but that's
No,
what
the
I
Ange system is set up for the midfielders to push forward.
so,
right? Versus the Conte and Mourinho systems where it was all reliant on wingbacks. The problem is we didn't have quality wingbacks.
Yeah. But that's right wing situation. Kulusevski, who else you got there?
Well, you got Kulusevski, you got Brennan Johnson,
that guy's a
Perisic can
baller.
play over there, Solomon can play over there. Right? So you got quite a few options.
What's going on there? Like who's your main starter for you in your opinion should start?
Starter is Kulusevski. Yeah, he gets. I don't know why so many people give him such a hard time because he just has a really bad habit of just running, getting to up into the box and then cutting back, which allows the opposition defense to get back in numbers. But that being said, it also kind of holds up the play and allows our attackers to get involved. And you can see the way he's laying the ball off. He's being a lot more aggressive in terms of his helping support the attack. I think he's been great. I don't know why he's getting so much hate. I'd just like to see some more wheels on him. But other than that, he's been great. Sorry, one second.
I
think he's the best one for me. Kulusevski is the
I
best.
also like him very much.
Better than Madison, probably.
What's that?
I think Kulusevski is your best player, and Son.
Sonny, yeah, it's arguable. Everybody's got their own. Like even there's an argument been started up within our own fan base about who's the better defender between Romero and Van de Ven. Van de Ven's been here 8 games and already been absolutely class. So it's those are the kind of arguments you want to have, though.
That's true. Yeah.
Instead of the argument of who's your worst player. Who's the crappiest one? That's which has been an argument we've been having amongst our fan base for about 3 years now. So this is refreshing.
Richarlison, does he ever get another shot at number 9? Or
I'll be shocked if he does, considering what Sonny's been doing in that part. He's had his opportunities and we saw the misses against Luton. That one he shanked right in the second minute or something. Little K would have scored that. I don't know if it's a head. Like I feel for the kid with everything he's going through, but at the end of the day, you're a professional footballer getting played to do a job, and you're not doing your job right now, which means you end up on the bench. So I think he's better off on the wing. I can see him being utilized more as a left winger than as a striker. I'll be shocked if Ange, we tried that in the first few games. It didn't work. He went to the left, and Sonny starts scoring right away in the middle. So, any manager at any level, do you put in the players that are scoring or the ones that aren't scoring?
Yeah, it's a tough one. But if I want to look more into your shape, of course, you've got a back four and the midfield, but you can tell us more. Is there of course, some interchanges with Madison at times of what I have seen.
So where the way you have that set up, Son can go anywhere across those front three or into that cam role, pretty much.
Yeah, it is. But like, how's your dimension of your front three or front four? Um, except for Son, Madison, does he drift out to the right, left wing?
Madison seems to stay a little bit more central. I don't see him going all the way over to the sides. Very little do you see him kind of getting out there to cross the ball. He tends to bring all his creativity through the middle, which is what we've been missing since the days of Eriksson. So, 4 or 5 years later, we finally replaced him.
Yeah, so it is true. And of course, you've mentioned the quality of the bench is not the best.
Lack of quality off the bench, you mean?
Lack of quality on the bench. If we touch it for your sake, Madison doesn't get injured. Who's that?
Yeah, Lo Celso, Giovanni Lo Celso. Now, he had a great preseason. He didn't get any starts at the beginning of the season. Then he picked up a knock. So I know he's still recovering. He is, one of the obvious choices there, as he is a designated cam. I said there, we've got the option of also sticking Kulusevski there. You can push Basuma up. We've got Bentancur hopefully coming back in about another month or so. I don't see him playing till January, though, maybe after that break. I said I'm not as concerned about our midfield as I am our defense. We've got interchangeable players in the front six area. It's the back four that all of a sudden there's a big dip.
Fair. Arnie, got any questions for Bobby around Spurs? And
I have, yeah. I wanted to ask him, do you feel like your ability to hold leads has improved? Like, when you go up in a game like 1-2-0.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I think our ability to hold leads has improved, and I think our ability to bounce back from being down has improved as well. There seems to be a fight in this team that was lacking, especially under Conte. You could see the players walking around being down 2-0. It's like, you're screaming at the TV, move, run, for the love of jog. I got an 80-year-old lady with a walker walks up the street every single day faster than what I've seen some of those players running last year. And it's frustrating as a fan to have to watch your team not put any effort in, not any passion. And that all came from, it's a trickle-down effect, basically. Conte threw the players under the bus, said they were crap. Mourinho did the same thing right before him. And look what Ange is doing with pretty much 70% of the same core players. On top of that, losing Lloris and Kane. So who was really at fault? The sad reality is that this kind of justifies Daniel Levy's smart investment, as they might call it, in terms of not overbuying players and stuff like that. But we got lucky with Udogie and Porro, because essentially they were brought in to be a left winger and a right winger in a 5-back system. And the fact that they're playing so well in a 4-back system, I think we should be counting our lucky stars. We're not going to. I cannot see us going back to a 5-back or a 3-back. I just don't see it happening.
Even if it gets injury to Romero,
if we're forced to, yeah. There's if you have to, you have to. If you don't have the numbers there, then obviously you have to compensate somewhere else. But I just, we've seen how flawed it is, and that would work with Romero and Van de Ven, but who's the third one back there then? Ben Davies? Eric Dyer?
Well, Emerson. You rate him or not?
Emerson, yeah. Emerson could go there into the right center back role there, and you put Porro out right in front of him. But then what? On the left, you put it's what, Van de Ven there as left center back, and then you put Udogie out wide left. That's an option there. But Royal would be, I think, out of the ones that we have sitting on the bench available, he would be my first choice to come in somewhere in the back line. Phillips, 18 years old, big kid. He's got a lot of praise. He got a squad number for some reason. So obviously Ange sees something in him. I'm not the manager. I'm not there in training. I don't see what he sees. There's a reason he sits where he does, and there's a reason I sit here watching. And he must have done something to impress him. And so far, all the decisions Ange makes, even though we as fans question some of them, have been turning out all right in our favor. So I'll just sit back and see what the man has to do and keep hoping he gets it right.
I've got 2 more questions as well.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Do you feel the Spursy tag is disappearing in the process, or has it gone already?
Spursy tag won't disappear, Arnie, until we lift a trophy. In reality,
and that actually is
that's the only way. We get knocked out of tournaments. We get knocked out of. We lose games. We lose games to teams like Luton. We draw teams like Burnley or something like that, which is going to happen. We're going to drop points to teams that we technically feel we should be beating, especially now that we're on this inflated high because we're at the top of the league. We're going to think we're better than we are, which is, I don't care who you are, whatever team you support. If you're sitting there at the top of the league coming into another break, your chest is going to be inflated. You're going to be pumped up. You're going to see how well your team is doing, and you're going to be excited about it. So, is it sustainable? Time will tell. I certainly hope so, because I've got no problem with them finishing the league right now, calling it a day, and you get to pick up, what's that thing called? A trophy. But to eliminate that tag, though, Arnie, to answer your question, really, we got to pick something up.
So you'd definitely rather the FA Cup, right, over top 4, for sure.
Oh, 100%. I'll take a trophy over what. Champions League, to me, I think it's an absolute joke when people sit here and argue about the fact that they just want to qualify for top 4. If you're just squeaking in top 4, if you're just getting in there, what are the chances of you getting into that competition and winning it? That 30-40 million that comes in is maybe a player or half the value of an elite player. That one player is not going to be the difference between you and catching the likes of Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Man City, the big boys that are in that competition. So why do I want to get a ticket to a party where none of the girls are going to talk to me, when instead I can get to a ticket to the party where I'm the VIP, sitting at the top of the food chain, confetti is falling from the skies for me, and champagne is being poured around me everywhere. Trophy over anything.
I say the same as a Liverpool fan as well. Even if it means we finish 8th, 10th, if we win an FA Cup, I'm more than happy. Even
I'll take 10th in an FA Cup right now, because you got to remember, Arnie, we started. We're 8 games into a proper rebuild. We sold our talisman, our highest goal scorer, the biggest piece in the puzzle in Harry Kane. We turned around and shelved our captain in Lloris. We turned around and got rid of our most expensive player, Ndombele, on a loan. We turned around and shelled out what was our highest priced defender at the time when we bought him in Sanchez for a third of what we paid for him to Galatasaray as well. So, we've done things that weren't normally expected from this board or this hierarchy. So I'm just hoping that it continues. I'm just really, really concerned that this artificial success we're having right now will be enough to satisfy the boards and the fans that right now are aboard of this Ange train and are happy clapping right now, like myself. We're going to be satisfied with what we have and think that that'll take us through the next 7 months that we've got to get through. And that's going to be a big mistake. And it's going to be the same mistake we made going back to that 2019 Champions League loss to you guys, where we were a few pieces of the puzzle away from being a team that can really compete and push forward. And what do? We let players go. We don't sign anybody for 3 transfers windows. It was embarrassing. That showed you where the direction, what the priority of the club was, or at least the ownership. Right. Yeah. But I think things got so toxic over the last few years because of the way we were ran through the managers that they brought in. They thought bringing in elite level winning managers, that's going to change the culture. The problem is those managers brought in were very pragmatic managers. They didn't fit the Tottenham DNA, the attacking football that we've been known for from the foundation and formation of the club, the Bill Nicholson days, where just run and gun and just really blow out. Tottenham were a very exciting team to be watching. That was taken away, and our identity was lost. Our DNA was stripped from us. They created such a black cloud atmosphere that I challenge you to find me one Spurs fan that thought that, okay, we're going to bring this one manager in, handful of key players, and that's going to push us forward significantly. Losing Kane, we were written off.
Oh yeah,
we were completely written off, and like most teams would be. You guys lose Salah, and people are going to wonder what's going on with Hanno. I can't really pick a player because they're all crap right now. But if you lose, but you look at Hanno's team. The thing is, who is the best player? There's that many options. There's that much world-class talent on that team that's been paid for. There's just not gelling. When they do, they're going to be scary as hell. But right now, just something's not working, right? Defensively, I think they're weak, but midfield and attacking, my God, that team is crazy.
I think, but we'll say that for another show. I think defensively, we are better because we don't concede goals. It's the attack. We can't score.
You're not scoring goals. Yeah. Well, you've got what? Seven goals in your last two games, isn't it? 4-1 and 3-1 or something, wasn't it? Your last two wins?
How many? 4-2. Yeah, 7 goals in 3 games.
So, the things are slowly turning around. I hope they don't turn around too much, at least before we play you.
Bob, just a quick one. I think you lot getting out of the Mickey Mouse Cup is a good thing as well. You can now go all out.
But now we have two things to concentrate on. Yeah, Arnie, and it's funny you say that because a lot of our fans were upset about that and the fact that it was Fulham as well. Fulham are an EPL team. It's not like we lost to Crawley United or something. They are a quality team. It went to penalties. Penalties are flip of the coin. Yeah. You get lucky or you don't. We didn't. It is what it is. I think it was a blessing in disguise, letting us compete on two fronts only. Just because our squad is thin. We do have to, the main basis of this conversation has been what's going to happen when we get injuries. Well, right now, the less games to play, the less likely there are injuries. So I think everything's in our favor.
It's a cup I don't rate. Me personally, I don't rate that cup. I don't know about you two, but for me, I'd say it's a blessing.
Well, when you look at the FA Cup, the league, and that, obviously it's a third option out of them. But being so starved of success, I would pick it up. I would be glad to.
I think
it's a domestic trophy at the end of the day.
If the lesser teams took it more seriously, like your Fulhams and teams like that, it would be in a higher regard, but they don't.
You think? Some do. Like, remember Swansea won it like a few seasons ago as well against, was it Bradford, if I'm not wrong? But I've just never had a thing for it. Maybe like back in the day when I was your age, as I grew into it, it's like, but for me, the FA Cup's where it's up. That's, I think, the most significant.
Well, it's the oldest in terms of tournament in the world, isn't it?
Oldest, yeah, it is the most prestigious.
It's the most prestigious, so that's it. Everybody wants that one, right? That's why I say I'll take 16th place in an FA Cup.
Mystic silver. Oh yeah, same.
Last question to wrap up. Specific areas to look at for you guys in January.
Go ahead, Arnie.
No. Oh, sorry.
For me. Oh, sorry. Yeah. For us to look at for what? For bringing players in January?
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm going to say it. The priority is another center back. That's number one. Romero or Van de Ven go down. We cannot have Davies or Dyer taking those positions. We cannot. Royal, I'm a little bit more assured about on the right side. I'm not too worried. Sessegnon coming back might provide the cover we need for Udoji. So again, not overly concerned there. I would love to see a proper amount of money invested into a proper center back, not one for the future, one that is going to make a difference right now. I know there might be an issue there because that player might look at the fact that they might not get too much playing time behind Romero and Van de Ven right now because they formed a good, solid partnership. I'm just hoping we can maybe get an older person that's going to bring some experience in. You know, the way you guys brought in Thiago Silva, that really helped your team. He balanced that back line, and he still had a lot to offer. I'd like to see something like that come in. I think we do need another proper attacking midfielder, not the priority, but another attacking midfielder would be a nice addition. I don't want to say a proper number 9 because when we've invested 60 million in Richie, and in reality, this is his first season, and we know he's going through some mental health issues. We know he's out of form. I want to give this kid the benefit of the doubt and have some faith in him that he will come good. I don't see Levy shelling out a significant, to get a proper number 9 in there that's going to score goals. You're looking 60, 70 million at least, you know, like for Vlahovic or something like that, or a Gift Orban who's not doing that well anyways right now. But I don't see us spending that kind of money. I can see us spending 30 or 40 maybe on another center back. I think that's the biggest priority. A Cam and another center back.
Cam and another
We'll give a
center back.
shout out to the therapist as well. Just as he went for therapy sessions, the man got a goal, I think, on the same week, and he assisted as well.
Yes, that was the
Richarlison.
Yeah, Richie scored and then he assisted the winner too. What was that last? That was the Sheffield game.
Mm.
Yeah, that I think it was it Sheffield? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the
Last minute
Sheffield
winner.
game.
No.
Sorry,
but-
1 second. My kids are just walking in from school.
No worries. Let's move on to Liverpool. Arnie, of course, your team.
Yeah,
Big question,
Good.
big statement I've made is you need a 6. But before we look into that,
Sorry, for Liverpool, you're saying they need a 6?
yeah, Liverpool.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
you know I've talked to everybody's just started going on about how McAllister plays as a 6 for Argentina, but he didn't do that. He was, you know, when he played at Brighton, he played more as an attacking midfielder, and he did great. It just doesn't like he played as a 6 against us, and I didn't see him offer much to the game.
Yeah.
You know who I want in January if we do go in for someone? I know it's obvious we're not getting Barella, so that's out of the equation. I want that Berardi guy from Sassuolo.
But Barella's more of a cam as well, isn't he? He's not a hold.
Yeah. Barella isn't a 6.
He's
Yeah,
more
but
like
he
an
can
8.
sit deep. If you see him play for Inter,
He holds back, yeah.
he can initiate attacks from almost any position, like even deep.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
great
but
player.
orchestrates
He's
play
injury
really
prone
well.
though, no?
Wherever you place him in the pitch.
But you
Sorry?
got Gravenberch and Szoboszlai for that.
Yeah, Gravenberch is very versatile as well. But I feel a player like Berardi, he's one of the prospects I'd definitely take. Even if
say
it
Højbjerg.
means focusing on
We could say Højbjerg.
We can
What
offer
do
you
you give a
Gallagher
go-to?
if you need some legs in
Given-
midfield.
Yeah, I'll take Gallagher, man. Yeah, that kid's
Mount is much
fantastic.
better.
He's doing
I'd have
decent
taken
now.
Mount.
The coach.
Mount, I wanted him.
I'll take him.
The thing
I
is
think
with
he's a
made a
good player.
Mount,
mistake
he will just give you
Playing
energy.
United, so
It won't give you output, but
mm.
yeah. But I think Liverpool got better players than Mount in their team right now. But
Liverpool had added some
That's
great
what I'm going
players,
for.
the ones they needed. Yeah. I'm surprised. In reality,
Mm.
Liverpool's only weakness is the fact that Van Dijk is not playing like the Van Dijk we've seen and known. He's
That's what's
making
been
big
costing us
mistakes.
goals as well.
He's costing you goals. He's making bad mistakes. Positionally, he just seems off. He's lost a bit of pace, obviously. It seems like just something after that injury with him last year, he just hasn't recovered from it properly. And he just looks like he's
Did you see the game?
frustrated. Which one?
Do you see our game on Sunday when he gave it away? He actually came out and said, "Oh, I take responsibility for that one."
Oh, for
'cause I looked
the
at-
Brighton game.
Yeah.
But then
one.
that handball as well that you got away with, right?
I had a look and I saw Alexis was caught off guard a bit, but I think it's maybe, if anything, probably 50-50 blame. And that player was really good. He was very proactive, so I give credit to him as well.
It was on that. So
Pipe.
thing.
You could say Becker was the opposition a bit. So it's all round, I'd say. A bit of everything. I don't know what you guys say on that one.
I think Allison's easily one of the best goalies in the league, if not the world. I honestly, the saves he made against us as well. You know,
Yeah,
there's
it's
when it was a good game before the referees ruined it. He made
Yeah.
some good saves, man, to ensure that we didn't take the lead first.
yeah. But honestly, we can look. Of course, you have almost changed your shape, basically playing with 2 8s and a 10.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm very happy with our 8.
do you think that will be successful in the long term, or or are you looking for reinforcements in general in to almost shift the system to 6 and 2 8 or 6 and 8 and a 10 stuff like that?
We definitely need to fill in the gaps. Sure. No doubt about it. Like I said, if we get a player in like Berardi, that will take us a long way. If you're looking long term as well, but the mentality is what we need as well, because we can't be dropping points. Teams like Brighton and that, unless it's like maybe cup games, domestic, that's a different story. But for title, you got to be winning these games, and to do that, we need to fill in gaps. Like in January, I don't know why we didn't go in for someone like him earlier, but again, Gravenberch, really happy with him. Endo is the one I'm not sure on. I don't rate him at the minute. But let's see. Maybe he could prove me wrong. Not
Well,
sure your
that's the
take is
problem
on
here too,
Endo.
Arnie. That you have players that do well in other leagues and then come into the Premier League, and it's a gamble. You know, you don't know what to expect. We've seen a lot of players come from other countries that they've played well and just do absolutely garbage once they get over here. Or players even transition. Look at us. Look at us and you. Now, I don't know if you're old enough to remember when we sold you Robbie Keane.
Yeah.
You know,
09.
What's that?
09. Wasn't it in 09? 08. Or 07.
But I don't know if you can see all these white hairs, but I don't even remember my kids' names. If you think I can remember when a player was sold, then you're mad. But yeah, I you know, at the time he was in form, he was firing goals for us. Him and Berbatov had a great partnership beforehand, and he was just killing it. Went to you guys and was just utterly garbage. Came right back to us, started scoring goals again. So it's that's what I say. It's
I wasn't a fan
almost
of his.
near impossible. Yeah, it's near impossible to see what a player is going to bring to a team. Like even for me, for as much praise as everybody's heaping on Madison, I honestly think Mickey Van de Ven has been the buy of the season for us so far. That's and him and then you know, Hannah, you talked about this earlier, Vicario as well. You know, with our defender. That whole back line has got a shift. Udogi we'd already purchased. He was just on loan, so he came back in. Our whole back line has been revamped. I'll argue that Romero is a new signing only because he's not playing like the player last year that we had to rely to cover almost 3 positions with the right back and the center back because he had somebody competent on each side of him. Now he's got reliable people around him so he can do his job, and he's not making those stupid rash challenges that gets him in trouble, and he's making better decisions. So you know, that whole revamp that was needed happened a lot faster than we expected. We just need to add a little bit more to it now. We need to reinforce it, basically, is what it is.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say Madison, no? Over Van de Ven, if you're looking at
in terms of the best signing right now.
Looking from the outside, as a neutral, I'd say probably Madison.
But you know, Arnie, you know, because the thing is, we tend to notice more what attacking players contribute to a game than what defensive players contribute, right? The calmness that Van de Ven has brought back there, the fact that he gets involved in the attack and has the pace to get back. I'm just loving everything this kid's done, even though he's conceded 2 own goals, unlucky ones, you know, bad deflections off of him. I honestly think that if I look at it this way, who would hurt more if removed from the team? I think we're in much bigger trouble if we remove Van de Ven instead of Madison. Madison, we have pieces that we can put in, not the quality level, but we do have players that might be able to go in there, at least get the job done.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas with Van de Ven, if we lose him, I think that's a big hole to fill, and we just don't have the player to come in there and do the job.
On the Van de Ven is on the left side.
Left center back, yeah. He can
So
play
that
left
would
back
be
or left
Dyer.
center back. Yeah.
That
So
would
yeah,
be
it'd be
Dyer.
Dyer.
Because
Yeah,
Davies
or
is.
Phillips, or Ben Davies
Mm.
most likely, right? So,
Yeah.
but Davies already came in the Luton game, so obviously he seems like to be the first option to come on as a defender. Royal
So,
was the last one, so I was a bit surprised with that one, but
yeah.
we won, so that's all I care.
Does he start yet for the national team?
Who's that?
I think so.
Van de Ven for the Dutch team? Is that what you're asking, Arnie? Are you talking about Van de Ven?
Van de Ven.
Yeah,
Does he start for his national
I
team?
know he's been
Yeah.
called
Does he
up. I
start for the
don't know
national
he's
team?
started. I know he was called up. I don't know if he's starting yet for
Okay.
them though, because
Okay,
who's
fair
his competition there? You got Van Dijk and I don't know the other Dutch
Yeah,
defenders.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Who's the other
Who
center
am I-
back there?
Oh, then let's.
I'm
see.
concerned about VVD. I'm not sure how it's gonna cope coming to Christmas in the next month or two, especially after the international break.
But
What I do know
the
is
thing is,
he definitely needs to
the thing
start on
is
a high.
with your defense is the rest are so inconsistent.
No, Matip
Like,
is fantastic. Look at that goal he scored against Tottenham.
yeah, but let's say
Oh
Matip.
wait, sorry, never mind. He scored for us.
Oh. After Matip, there's no one really. Of course, Kanate.
Yeah, Kanate is great.
inconsistent now. Yeah,
Mm,
but,
Yeah,
but
what
the
is with
he's good.
Kanate actually? How come he's not starting?
You know what I think he is? At times he's prone to the odd error. Like there is a mistake in him.
But he's
But
young, isn't
hopefully
he?
that can be ironed out.
What's he,
I hope
22,
it can be ironed
23?
out.
How old is he, Arnie?
22, I think.
22. So he's a kid, right? So there's a ceiling there for him.
24. He's
Player.
24.
24, okay.
If we can iron out mistakes, that's the main thing. And then
Yeah.
form
Yeah.
a partnership in that center, alongside
Yeah.
supporting wing backs as
But-
well.
Arnie,
That'd be good.
front three.
And stability
Front,
midfield.
front three
I'm
or
happy
front
with
four?
Diaz, aka Ludos, as I call him. Salah, I don't know
So-
if he's staying the whole. He's gonna go
Yeah,
AFCON, isn't he?
that's a big
January.
question come January, right? With all that money being offered from the Saudi leagues and the fact that he gets to
Yeah.
go home and be with his family, and
I would take it though. I would take it.
He's got a few
Like-
years of shelf life
Really?
left playing football. He's 30 now, right?
Would you not
Oh.
cash in? Would you?
If,
Would you
if
not
I was
cash
him,
in? No, well, if you're a fan, like, would you not just cash in, take the money, and then reinvest
If
it
you were Liverpool.
in like 2 players?
No. If I was you guys right now, would I take the money, 75 million for him? No. Personally, no.
Like almost 180
they-
was it? They might come back 180, like improved offer.
One,
They come back with 180 million. It's hard to say no to that. I don't care what player you are.
That's what I mean, yeah.
I would sell Mbappe for that. But
Yeah.
the question
Mhm.
is, what you guys right now with the additions you've made arguably could challenge for the title and cups right now. You
Yeah.
get rid of arguably your best player, it's almost you're kind of in a rebuild because there's not a Salah out there for you to go buy with that money. There's nobody you're going to be able to replace him with. The same thing with us with the Kane thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, we need to go buy a striker now."
Can I bring something up quickly?
Of course, man.
yeah, go on.
Arnie?
You remember a lot of people, they were saying the same thing about Coutinho, but then what happened is we reinvested it into positions that needed nurturing, some more of concern, and then there you go.
But that's a
So I'm
summer
not saying,
sale.
we
That's
need,
a
like,
big
someone
difference, though, Arnie.
necessarily.
A summer transfer window versus a winter transfer
that's
window.
true. Yeah.
That's a big difference. The amount of prep time scouts have, the amount of time they have to look through other players' contracts, to deal with agents, all that stuff. The winter transfer window, very few people are going to get rid of their best players unless you come in with a ridiculous offer. So even though you might get that
Hang on.
inflated fund for Salah,
Yeah.
you're going to pay an inflated sum to bring in somebody for him. Now, in reality, you might not
We
even need
sold
to
him
bring
in
in
January.
anybody because you
Coutinho
got
sold in
Jota,
January.
you got Louise. Yeah, but you didn't spend that money till that summer.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably
That's what I'm
the thing
saying.
is-
Like, so if you did that now, if you sold Salah now and banked that 180 million till summer,
We done half.
I could see you kind of, next year now all of a sudden
Yeah. No.
you got the right players in. But I would think that right now you've got the players to challenge right
We
now.
got BBD in the same winter. Then Becker came later.
Yeah, but that was after you failed in the summer, and by then,
Yeah.
you were like 8th place or something.
I would
and that's
take
when
it.
Klopp
personally.
turned around and said, "Buy me the players I want and stop wasting time." And that's when they turned around and said, "Southampton, how much you want? 75? Here you go."
Yeah. And
Right?
the thing is,
Because they knew they missed out on that, right?
Coutinho, you really only replaced him, like
Yeah.
these past 2 transfer windows of Gakpo, Gravenberch, and all these
Yeah.
slots. And when did these
Darwin.
sold him? Like 2017, 2018?
Forgot about
Well, that's-
Gapco as well. Yeah, you might not even need to replace Salah. You got Luis Diaz, you got Nunez, you got Jota, you got
But none of them can play on the right wing. That's the thing.
Luis
Here's
can
what I
play
would
on the
do.
right.
This is
No, he's left.
I'm pretty sure.
This
What
is
was
what I
it?
would do.
Benfica. He
Me
came from. He
personally.
played on both sides, didn't he?
Okay,
I thought
don't
because
know.
I'm pretty sure he can handle because that's the guy that we were looking at before Liverpool kind of snatched the deal from us.
Oh.
And
think
I'm
Arsenal
pretty
were as
sure
well.
they were looking. They said he could play either side. He's better on the left, but he can play
Yeah.
either side, right? So
Because I don't think I've seen him on the right for Liverpool.
well, you don't need to. You got Salah there. Why would you put him there?
Yeah, true. But Ani, in your opinion, what's your
Yes.
best front four, front three?
Definitely
Wow.
Ludos, aka Diaz.
Yeah,
Because he's very
Salah.
underrated. You don't get the praise that he deserves. For me, anyway. Yeah, I'd go more. Obviously,
No, I'll
even
give
though
him
he's
praise,
really
Arnie. I'll give him
finishing
praise.
from
He's
his
great.
Striker.
You know what? I'm a bit concerned because he's missing so many chances. Charin, aka Nunez. If he can improve that, I'd put him in there. Gakpo is quite a good buy at the minute. Diogo, he has to be in the chat as well. So if you put him in the convo, it's an open forum, but definitely Ludos and more at the minute.
It's a good problem
But
to
this
have.
is what I
isn't
would
it?
do, right? Exactly. This is what I would do. So if the Saudis come in with good money, like you said, Bob, I'll take that. I'll get someone like a Berardi behind, get him in there, and then I'd add one more option, like a Conceição from Porto. Like he's very good on the wings, and he can complement our attack really well. Not sure if you two see that.
No, I don't know who that is actually.
I'd go in
I
someone
haven't
like
seen
him.
him. Yeah. Well, in reality, you
Conceição?
could go. You could get that money from Salah and go try to poach Neto from the Wolves.
Yeah, he'd be a good shot as well. I'd take him for
Because I
sure.
think you'd be able to pick him up for 50 or 60. You know,
I rate the
Wolves
other guy a
messed
bit
up.
more though. I wanted him when he was back at Salzburg. Huang.
Lee Chan Kwang or whatever.
Yeah. He scored for them last game as well. I really rate him a lot.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I wanted
I
him
think
back
we were
in the
looking
day.
at him
And then
too.
we got Minamino.
Yeah, Minamino. Yeah, there you
I'd
go.
take him. When we got him for 7 mil, I was like, I want the other guy as well.
Well, you got that other kid on Brighton there, the Matoma. That's a good option.
Yeah, he's.
But
the
they're going
thing
to
is
want a
with
lot
him,
of money for him.
They would. I mean, their scouting network is excellent.
Yeah,
It's,
Brighton is a very well-run club.
man.
Very
They're like-
well-run club. Yeah,
They're like the
Arnie,
done
you're
of the whole
starting
scouting
midfield.
thing.
they're smart.
Who's your starting midfield for you?
Or midfield. I'd definitely go Gravenberch.
Yeah.
McAllister in there. Quinstro and Big Dom, as we know, the boss. He's like really in beginning I was 50-50 on him, but I've really taken to him. Like I literally put my hands up in the first game or two. Like this guy, he is
Who's
the real
that?
deal for me.
Who are you talking about, Arnie?
Soboslai.
Oh, okay.
Sebastian.
Dom.
Yeah.
so
Oh,
you-
that goal he scored. What
Hmm.
is it in the cup game last week or the week before? There, we smashed with Leicester against
I
Leicester.
think Mickey
Oh
Mouse
man,
against Leicester, was it? That one?
yeah, great game.
That one,
Great
yeah.
goal against Leicester. He smashed that in from
Yeah.
outside the box.
Villa as well. Aston Villa.
I didn't see that one. I
Did you
saw
see
the
that
Leicester
one
one.
against Villa?
No, I missed that one, but I saw
Mm-mm.
the Leicester one only because my uncle's a Leicester fan and I was watching the game with him.
Oh,
So I saw that one. Yeah.
So yeah,
good.
fair. So you're
Confirmed.
going McAllister, Gravenberch,
Yeah.
Szoboszlai. It'll
Yeah.
be interesting to see if
And
Gravenberch
for
and
me,
Szoboszlai can play together in one midfield because they quite similar in some ways, but also different.
mm,
Um,
it happened. They brought him on, didn't they? In the second half on Sunday. He came on as a substitute because Endo started that game. So he came on in the second half
Yeah, he brought him on as a sub
on
against us as
Sunday.
well.
But my wish list would be hardly in there.
yeah.
Sorry?
You'd brought Gravenberch on as a sub against us as well, but that's when Klopp had no option. 9 players just closed the game, right?
Neto.
Yeah. On top. I rate Neto, definitely. But my Bob, on my wish list, I want that Berardi guy from Sassuolo. He's looking very hot. Not sure if you follow Serie A,
Not really.
Italian.
No.
Like
No,
he's so solid.
I keep to my team really as it is. It's hard enough to just keep up with my stuff. I got 3 kids here, man. So yeah,
See his goal against
I'm an old guy,
Inter.
Arnie. The
So,
yeah, him.
youngsters know how to use
won it in
Twitter and
January.
all that stuff. I don't do it.
I might know him. But yeah,
Cool.
check him out if you get time. Berardi. That's the
I
one.
was too busy doing rugby stuff and cricket
Yeah.
and synchronized swimming and diving and F1 racing and equestrian, soon to come rooster fights.
Rooster fights, you say.
Yeah.
But yeah,
My
I think Liverpool definitely need a 6 just for some more control in midfield.
Now, previously, Arnie, sorry, Trent has played in the 6 and looked well there. So,
I mean,
would that
if we're gonna push him
would
up
that
front,
be an option? But who would you
long
have
term,
on the right then?
I'll take that. Our deputy is injured at the minute. The Scottish guy, the young guy, Calvin Ramsey, he's said to be really good. I can't comment personally
Okay.
because I haven't seen much of him.
Okay.
But if he comes good, why not? I'll take that option as well.
Yeah.
Lots of room for scope as well. More depth.
Quick question.
Why not?
Trent's ball distribution is fantastic, but it's just defensively, it just seems to be getting worse.
You think so?
Quick.
Is it defensive liability? When I look at your back line, I think he's a bigger
Something like that.
liability than Van Dijk or Matip or Konate or definitely Robertson.
He's prone to quite a few errors. Yeah, I agree. So, Hannah, what were you going to ask? Sorry?
Bajcetic, midfield of Bajcetic, Callister and either or Szoboszlai or Gravenberch. I think that could be something to look into for Klopp.
I'll tell you my preferred formation. I've been crying out for this for years, but for some reason, Jurgen Uncle, aka Klopp, he's not playing that formation. I don't know why. But I want to see 4-2-3-1 style. Maybe you're putting Nunez right at the front, but it hasn't been tried out. So I'd have those two in the midfield if we're gonna try out that formation. So McAllister and Dom, and then supply the 3, and then a front man on the top. Not sure what you lot make of that, but it's something I'd like to see very soon, if not in the near future.
I think it could be better than the 4-3-3, but Klopp is smaller. Is the smaller one than us. So yeah, but I don't think we have anything else to discuss. Unless probably you've got to ask questions.
No, I just got to go feed these guys now. We're hungry every day.
Do you lot wanna what are your predictions just before you wrap up for top 4? Any predictions?
Ooh.
You guys go first. I'll give you mine.
Go for it, Arnie. If you're ready, go first.
I'll go. So obviously City win, hands down. I don't see anyone challenging City for that title. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I think Arsenal gets second. Arsenal third, and then somehow I see United just getting fourth. But that's I'd rather you lot do it. But Long way to go.
I
Still,
think
so
you'll
let's
see
see.
Chelsea in fourth before you see United in fourth. But mind you, they came back and won their last
I
game
think,
shockingly. So
maybe fifth.
I can give
What
you the
about you
top
lot?
three, top fourth.
Okay.
No, I can give you
What's your top
City,
three?
Arsenal, and Liverpool.
City, who? Second?
City first,
Yeah.
Arsenal, Liverpool,
Okay.
flip
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
coin. Like,
Mhm.
fourth,
Yeah.
I want to say Tottenham, but I
well, if you want me to
can't.
come back again, I would suggest you do.
Jeez. Newcastle's also up there. I forgot about Newcastle.
But they got European commitments as well. They're doing quite
Yeah.
well, but again, they dropped points against West Ham. But yeah, you never know. Long way to go still.
Mm,
What about you,
Bobby?
Bob?
I think, and I hope, of course, being a Tottenham fan, that Arsenal is going to be in it for a very big rude awakening. You know, the fact that they're in European football again in the Champions League after 7 years, the intensity of that competition, not as much as the travel. Obviously, you're not traveling as far as you would for that intercontinental, whatever the hell thing is, or Europa League. But I think they're going to be affected by that. I think the fact that, like you've already touched on, Arnie, that we've only got 2 competitions to worry about is going to benefit us
Yeah.
greatly. I think
Mhm.
Man City is going to recover from these 2 losses.
Definitely.
You know, they're Man City. They've been without
City, no.
Rodri. They've been without De Bruyne. When they come back, we're talking about 2 world-class players that are just going to impact that team immediately. I can
Yeah.
see City still holding on to the crown. I see Liverpool finishing second. I can see us sneaking third if we can maintain what we're doing. And I can see it's as crazy as it is. I could see Brighton or West Ham even getting up there and sneaking that 4th spot.
West Ham.
Dude, just,
West Ham are good.
they've
Brighton.
been doing a lot better than expected this year. It's, if we look at what's happening right now on the current 8 games that have happened, I would
They
give
got
it to
Europa League
Brighton
as well,
before, but I would give it to Brighton before I gave it to United or Chelsea. So,
Whoa.
or
No
actually, no, I would give it to Newcastle before I give it to Brighton. So I'll go City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Newcastle.
Arsenal. First.
Arsenal 12th, hopefully. Yeah, 5th.
Fair. But it's a tough one to go at. As of now, I can see a top 3. But the rest, it's a tough one. But yeah. Bobby. Socials. Where can people find you?
I'm not very social. Don't call me. Leave me alone. You get over here to the 3 Spurs Boys. Links right there. Names right there. It's on YouTube. The 3 Spurs Boys over on Twitter. And mostly Spurs stuff, but mostly lighthearted football content. We do an adult kind of Saturday night show every other Saturday where we just kind of have a laugh and talk about general football and then pretty much nonsense after that. So, yeah, just keep it lighthearted over here.
Yeah. And on it, social media.
Yeah, big
Can
up to you
people
both.
follow you?
Nice to
If
meet you.
anyone's on Facebook, I just run a page called the Football for Life Show where I post the content like this. That'll be up there as well. The link, kind of, if you share it later. So yeah, Football for Life Show if you're on Facebook at the minute. So yeah, that'll be great. Thanks.
Yeah. So if you're on there, do follow him. And yeah, I'm going to say my socials: Instagram _coach _corner Twitter and 7083 0030, and then TikTok coach corner 1.
That one?
Oh no, Football for Life Show.
Show. Just
I can
add
put
show.
the link in the
Add
chat.
show?
Facebook. Yeah, it's on Facebook. The FFLS, yeah. Or the Football for Life Show.
The Football for Life Show.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Try that one. Try. Let's just see. Thanks to that, Bob.
Yeah.
Better visually as well. You'll see my pre-videos there as well.
FFS?
My archives back in the day. Yeah. That's it. Perfect.
That's the one.
Bingo.
All
That's
right,
the
buddy,
one,
there
Bob.
it is.
Cheers, my guy.
So yeah. and go follow him on there. And be up to Bobby and Arnie for coming on.
So there you go. Find Arnie right here, folks.
Right there. On Facebook,
We've
Football for
appreciate
Life
that.
show. We'll see you in a bit. Up the chows.
Nice speaking.
Come on, you Spurs.
Bobby out. It's him.
Shadows grounded.